Now, 50 years ago today, on a busy New York street, a phone call was made that would change life as we know it. It was the first one ever made from a mobile and signalled the start of a new era of communication. Our technology editor Zoe Kleinman has been talking to the man that made that historic call on the 3rd of April 1973.
Mobile phones. We love them. The UN estimates 3/4 of the world's population owns a mobile phone, and there are more mobiles than people in the United Kingdom, according to the industry's trade body. This man helped make it all happen. Marty Cooper was an engineer at Motorola. On the 3rd of April 1973, on a street corner in New York, he made the world's first public mobile phone call to a competitor at a rival company.
I was on 6th Avenue demonstrating this cell phone. I took out my phone book. That gives you an idea what primitive times these were. And I called my counterpart in the Bell system, a fellow named Joel. Well, I dialed his number, and amazingly, he answered. And I said, Joel, I'm calling you his cell phone, but a real cell phone, a personal, handheld, portable cell phone. Silence on the other end of the line. I think he was gritting his teeth.
Bell had been focusing on developing a car phone, and Marty wasn't impressed.
Is this Mrs. P?
We had been trapped in our homes and offices by this copper wire for over 100 years, and now they were going to trap us in our cars, and we at Motorola just didn't believe that was the way to go.
Goodbye.
The way the first call was made hasn't really changed. The phone converts your voice into an electric signal, which then modulates a radio wave. The radio wave goes to a mast. The mast sends your voice to the person you're calling, and by reversing the process, that person can hear you speak. Except there weren't many masts around in 1973, and mobile phones are now unrecognisable from the first model.
Well, there's some real icons from the mobile phone kind of timeline here.
Ben Wood knows all about the history of mobile phones. He has his own collection.
So here we have really a true icon, the Motorola Dynatac 8000X, the first truly hand-portable mobile phone, conceived in 1973 when the first phone call was made on a prototype of this, launched eventually in 1984. And that device cost about $4,000 at the time, which would be about £9,500 today.
£9,000. And it's pretty heavy again. What's the battery life like, dare I ask?
The battery life on that was about 30 minutes. It would take about 10 hours to charge. Had a standby of around a similar time as well.
Wow.
Marty Cooper, the pioneer of the mobile phone, isn't a fan of current designs.
I think today's phone is suboptimal. It's really not a very good phone in many respects. Just think about it. You take a piece of plastic and glass and put it that's flat, and you put it against the curved head. You hold your hand in an uncomfortable position.
So what does Marty think about the future of phones?
We are still at the very beginning of the cell phone revolution. We are going to eliminate poverty because we are becoming more productive because of the cell phone. And I just mentioned we're going to eliminate disease. Our educational system is going to be revolutionized. I think all of these things are potentials that the cell phone is going to not do it by itself, but it will be an essential part of this great future.
Zoe Kleinman, BBC News.